What is Linux? Linux is open source software. It's a kernel which can be used to make an operating system like Windows and Mac. It's free to download. It is multilingual, which means you can download in whichever language you speak and quickly make an operating system with programming knowledge. When you make a Linux operating system, it's called a distro. There's thousands of distros, if not millions of distros out there on the internet. Not all are publicly available. Some of them may be used in large companies to manage their computer systems effectively, as they control all of the system and they can add functionality to the system as and when they need it. There are some popular public distros out there designed to be replacements to Windows and Mac. One of the most popular distros at the moment to be a replacement is Ubuntu. Ubuntu is designed to be easy as possible to use and does come with a GUI interface, which means you can control the operating system with your mouse and keyboard, which most of us are used to, rather than most Linux distros tend to be reliant on the command line interface, which involves you to type lots of commands in something called a terminal, which allows you to run and functions on the computer. Even though this is sort of old school now, and most Linux operating systems do tend to come with the GUI interface and the option to run commands in the command line. Ubuntu is what they call Linux for human beings. So it is, like I said, designed to be really easy to use and fast to get software, and it only comes with open source software, which means it's totally free to download and use, and you do get commercial support from a company in their Ubuntu forums, and also many other community members who use Ubuntu also help the users, which means that if you get into problems, it's really fast to get support, as you may not get this type of support with Windows unless you go to a computer shop or know some person which is really clever with computers who can help you. So Ubuntu can be a great way to get support and make sure your computer is running effectively. There's also other distros called Linux Mint, Puppy, and Debian, which are all very popular distros. There's also other distros out there as well which are popular. So basically, Linux is just a open source piece of software which can be used to make an operating system which you can then use on your computer. Most of the times you're going to find Linux is on servers. This is due to the fact that most software you're going to be using on a server is open source, so it makes sense to package this open source software in a server distro in order to set up this server quickly. And as hardware for servers tends to be relatively expensive, it can also make the server cheaper by using Linux. And also functionality is much better than using other operating system servers like Windows Server or Mac operating system server, because you don't really need to manage the server too much once it's been set up. So it's a great method of using for a server. And as it comes with lots of open source software built in, and this is the sort of software which most of us tend to use on servers like PHP, MySQL, so it makes a great operating system to use on a server. One of the most popular Linux mobile operating systems at this time is Google Android. This is open source and is free to download, but because it's open source and free to download, the platform is growing very quickly and is making a big impact on the market, in my opinion, on mobile phones. And I think you could see Google Android on many mobile phones in the future, just because you can make applications relatively quickly in whatever language you know, due to the fact that you can edit and modify the operating system to meet hardware and the programming developers' needs. So we'll start to see Linux start to grow in this aspect of mobile phones. If you want to find out more about Linux, I have a link to on my website that talks more about Linux in a text form, and you probably find other people commenting about it on my website. So don't forget to check out that link. Link is in the description of the video below the video. Hope you found this video useful and it has given you a simple term to Linux. And it really is not that hard and complicated as it's made out to be. So why not give a distro a try? I would recommend you try Ubuntu. I hope you see it at my website soon. We are typically talking technology, computers and mobile phones and other technology gadgets. Whether you use Windows, Mac or Linux, we're happy to see you there. And we do have a forum where we are talking and helping each other with technology problems. So if you come across a problem, why not check it out and ask a question, and people will be there to answer it. If you want to ask me a question directly, you can drop me a PM here at YouTube, or email me martin@flixio.com, which is FELXO.com. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe to this video.